Good morning. Guess what day it is? It's March 4th, 2025. There are a couple of things going on today. It's International Pancake Day. It's also National Sons Day. I read an article in an online forum called I for Her, and it said something about the sacrifices that parents make for their children. And I want to read these titles to you of the sacrifices that parents will make for their sons. The first one was their personal life, their me time, the time they used to be able to spend just doing whatever they wanted to do. They have to sacrifice that. The second was in their marriage. Now, it doesn't mean their marriage ends, but their marriage changes because each other are not the focus anymore totally, but they have to focus on this young baby. The third was freedom. You're not free anymore just to do whatever you want on a whim because you have another life to consider. The fourth was time. Everybody knows it takes a lot of time to raise a child. The next one was your career. Maybe you had big plans for your career, but they would take you away from home and out of the area where you live, and you may have to sacrifice that to be with your family. Another one they said was your emotions. They said that raising a child takes a toll on you emotionally. Next was relationships. This may be friends, it may be, as we said, with your spouse, it may be with your outside family. Your relationships will change because that child has to be included. The next sacrifice was money, and of course we know it takes a lot of money to raise a child. The next sacrifice was a social life. You no longer are just one of the girls running around or one of the guys. You have a baby to look after. You can't be out there in the social scene as much. The next one they mentioned was food, and I have heard of parents who there is not much food, and they will make sure the children are fed before they eat anything. And then the next one and last one that they put was your dreams and desires. And I know that's true of many parents. When they're young, they have magnificent dreams of what they're going to be and what they're going to do in their life, but because of that child, they sacrificed their dream. You know, the Bible confirms that parents do have responsibilities toward their sons, since today is Sons' Day. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." That doesn't mean he will always do everything right, but that word will follow him around in his heart. Proverbs 29:17 says, "Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Yes, he will give delight to your soul." If you're a Christian, did you know you are a son or a daughter of God? Galatians 4:7 says, "Therefore you are no longer a slave, but a son, and if a son, then an heir of God through Christ." God gives us everything we need to live. And ironically, his greatest sacrifice to us was the sending of his son to die for us. Remember John 3:16? "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." If you haven't accepted God's greatest sacrifice, do it today and become God's son on National Sons' Day.